I don't think we have a single Shulk. We used to have Tremendo Dude, if you recall.
Of course, yeah, of course I remember Tremendo
Dude.
Yeah.
I think we had another one as well pull up, but recently we haven't had too many Shulks.
Florida's always been a Shulk region. There's always been like one Shulk per city. Every city has like one iconic Shulk player.
I miss Tremendo Dude, is an amazing player.
Yeah, shout out to Tremendo.
But I think now we're starting the winners finals set here. Is going to be ChocoTaco versus Riku, a classic SFL matchup. And I will say, like, Riku is currently lower on the PR than Choco, but I will say that these two are pretty close in skill level when it comes to like their matchups. I think obviously Riku playing the Steve and that being like the more predominant character, but the Dark Pit, like that, he's put equally amount of time into that character.
Yeah, and I just wanted to point out, just like I'm already very impressed, like seeing that very low down air on the shield for the shield pressure there. Yeah. Like the character, I remember maybe it was 2 NITE LITEs ago where I watched Riku lost lose to Veniki. I guess I at that point like, the pit was still kind of in the oven. We're seeing a very realized version of the character here. Sure. I'm very impressed.
I think like a really big influence here is the Zachary pit, right? Like I think that has been like pushing the pit meta for a long time now, and it's really interesting to see Choco
going for that deeps. Yeah, and fantastic down here. It's really great to have someone at that level who can push the meta. Like, for example, for Cloud, you're never starved for VODs of some Cloud matchup because Spargo is like, he's at everything. He's always on stream. He's playing everyone.
Undisputed GOAT. Too,
absolutely.
Like, number one.
So if there's solutions in a matchup, you'll always see. And then there's the matchups where Spargo switches and you realize, oh, well.
Important, especially when you're fighting a character like Lucas, where I feel like Choco is one of the few Lucas players that's kind of pushing the meta right now with this character, and I think there are a bunch of good Lucases like Regalo and stuff like that, but
yeah,
it's hard.
I just want to point out that Psy Magnet getting the offstage arrow, that's a sign these people have played before. Yeah. That's that local gameplay. You don't get that for...
This is a matchup that has been played a lot of times, and you can tell by the way they play each other. I think Riku, one of the benefits of Riku's Dark Pit over the Steve is that Riku's like ledge trapping with this character is like some of the best I've seen out of any Dark Pit. Like I think he's super creative when it comes to those. I mean, we saw it in the beginning of this game with the down air, but oof, the air dodge catching.
You know why he opts for the Dark Pit over the Pit? Like he prefers the side B?
I think it's more of the arrows. I think the arrows, and I think it's matchup dependent because I've seen him pit before as well, but I think probably more familiar with the arrow angles of Dark Pit than Pit, because I think it also just sends at a further angle. It's more like Falco laser almost, but sends further,
Yeah, because I mean, obviously the Pit arrow, a little more flexibility there. For getting low and high recoveries, you can angle it a lot more. But Choco is weaving his way back into this game. Obviously, he is as a kill percent, but all it looks like Riku needs to do is, was sour spot on that.
Oh my god, and falls through the up air. That's insane.
Yeah. But yeah, like Riku wants to get the stock before Choco catches up. Fantastic dash attack there.
Right? Like the ledge trapping, and there's no option like in that timing that you could have done to get away from that, because if you would have normally
you can't do that.
Can't do that though. Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yikes. Okay, and we got I guess even Steven 0-0, but it's really unfortunate because Riku did have a sizable bleed. He's only at 87%ish.
Yeah. And now Choco just taking that momentum and just really pushing it. Really wants to take like the opportunity that was handed to him and bring it a lot of dividends, because right now the percent keeps climbing.
And I like that little shimmy into the shield pressure, by the way. Choco holding him, holding him in place, saying, "Hey, don't go anywhere."
I'm still an advantage here. He's feeling confident. I like the way that Choco's playing this. Right now, Riku now finally has his feet on the ground, gets caught by the PK fire, a little bit preemptive, letting go of that shield.
Okay, the big nair coming out.
Pretty big here.
Ooh, nice raw into the back air there. Build pressure. Yeah, and Riku just, wants to recoup some of this lead. He was in such a fantastic position. Oh, that'll do it. Reset?
Wow.
Okay. Not quite able to combo those, but that would have been some huge damage. But it did get him back into the game.
And that's the thing, too. I don't know if you watched some of the sets that Riku had been playing on stream, but Riku is a big fan of that nair ledge trapping, where you're using that nair to catch normal get up. But when a character is short as Lucas,
oh, wow,
it won't work.
That was strong. What was he at? 125?
130, I think, at that percent.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy, that move.
And that's scary, because the more you catch up, the more rage it gets, the more guaranteed it is. So, like, you hit 130 and he's at 0, it's like, okay, you're fine. But as soon as he's at 50, rage starts at 35%. So,
to the heavens.
Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff from Choco. I think really, again, that SD from Riku was tragic, and Choco really took advantage of that, and I think that really was made the difference in game 1. But these guys have played so many times, I don't even think Choco was thinking about it. He's like, whatever, that was like...
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably laughing and having a decent time over there.
They're like,
It's one thing to, like, lose out of region, but losing to the boys, It's fine. You know, one of you has to lose anyway, right?
Exactly.
So.
They definitely are super competitive. I know that Choco really respects Riku as a player, especially when he's playing a character like Dark Fate, right? But
yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's really easy to, like, see someone, you know, who has some success with Steve and be like, oh, he's carried. This guy's not. Oh, wait, hold the phones. Can we double up?
nah.
Not quite. But no, Riku is really, you know, showing off a level of very strong fundamentals on this pit right here. And I think if there's a fundamentally legit character, like, fits in, like, that conversation, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, what kind of cheese do you got? Okay, maybe you can...
Down throw back air, maybe.
No,
like,
that's standard.
Yeah.
Maybe you can down B someone in some matchup, like, okay, but like otherwise this character's entirely legit.
Yeah.
And Riku's made it all the way to win his finals here.
It's true. And I think also Riku having not only the Dark Pit, but also the PT in the back. We haven't seen much of the PT this tournament so far, but I think in South Florida we see PT quite a bit.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's very interesting. One of those characters that doesn't see too much play. I thought that was something going to kill, but still holding on to that stock. Choco just taking his time. I think this is a little bit of that defensive playstyle we talked about. Choco just, instead of opting to run back in and try to find a reversal, just goes back into the corner and finds another opening, right? That's the SFL way.
I do like the patience, though. I think patience leads to consistency.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, players that play a little bit more hot, they have often really, oh, wow, and killing off the jab.
It's crazy.
And they often have really explosive stocks or explosive games. Like, someone like Fuzix, he'll 3-stock people often.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't have to 3-stock people to win the set.
True.
You know, and, like, having a maybe more even-keeled play style, I'm sure benefits a lot of players from South Florida. You know, like, you're not throwing away, you're not going off stage and risking things too much. You're not falling behind because you're doing anything crazy. And, yeah. I'm about it personally. You know, I'm about some lame gameplay. I'm not here to call people lame for being defensive.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is that it's not like these players aren't approaching too. It's just a style that when you're in disadvantage, they want to just reset back to neutral as quickly as possible. And I think that's something when someone who's playing an aggressive play style opts to just try to find reversals and get back into their game plan.
Yeah.
Here in SFL, like when we're in advantage for as long as we can, and then once we get into disadvantage, it's trying to get back to neutral. You try to get back to neutral as quickly as possible. And I think that's where that defensive play style comes from, because they like the corner. They like just resetting and being like, okay.
Oh, great! By the way, that was great reaction because Choco DI'd in on that back air.
Yeah.
So able to get that nair off of it. Able to convert this. Oh, fantastic! And that'll do it. And Riku is up 2-1 right now.
I think SFL is the land of like trying to find opportunities, and I think that's like where this game plan kind of comes from in the playstyle, where you're waiting for your chance, and I think the players, they're really good at finding those opportunities, and that really leads to like the consistency, like you said, because you're playing that patient game, and then as soon as you find an opening, it goes far.
And not just that, you do have 7 minutes. That's important for everyone to remember, right? Like, it can be cool to blow someone up in like 3.5 minutes, right? But do you have to, right? It's about winning is the only thing that matters, and how you go about that.
Take your time.
Yep. Oh, okay. Recognizes the high rage, by the way. As
Yeah.
you can see, he's at 107. You know, obviously not going to combo the way it normally will. Ooh, smooth.
Wow, I didn't go for up throw. I'm actually surprised. Goes for forward throw instead. Maybe not confident that I would have killed and didn't want to stale it.
Yeah, the platform extra height, I'm supposing. Ooh, wow. Okay,
Attack,
great
yeah. That was a great
That'll
attack.
do it.
Now evening up the stocks. Choco still up 1-0 in the set, but Riku looking like about to take another game. Make it 1-1.
Yeah, big lead, but yeah, not even opting to mess with it. And as you can see, like contrast, like Lemonade, who was like always contesting the recovery. Oh, and that'll do it.
Tried to go for a crazy angle there, not able to get it. Saw Riku charging the down smash, didn't want to give him the timing, but still fell. Not able to get the right angle. Riku takes a game, evening it up. Love that.
Alrighty, okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's also gonna be some stage. Well, to be fair, it's either stage voodoo or it's stage they figured it out.
Yeah.
Everyone knows where they're going.
And that's usually PS2 down in South Florida, especially when you're fighting someone like Dominator. He wants to go PS2 as often as possible. And these two, they've been playing so many times. They're just like, whatever. Let's go PS2. Just
They've got to figure it out. They know it. Like sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
Okay, can I really try to finesse you into getting like a 5% better stage? Like, no, it's fine.
They might, because honestly, sometimes these players, they just feel it like, okay, well, I'm not winning on PS2. I need to try something different. But these two, seeing as it 1-1, seeing as they're playing pretty evenly in these few games, I think we're going to go. Oh, never mind.
Okay, Hollow Bastion it is.
Hollow Bastion it is. I like this.
And as we're talking about, Hollow Bastion does benefit those like horizontal projectiles. So I'm sure, Lucas gets a little bit of a, throw some PK fires under the platform. Yeah. Be incredibly safe, obviously. And having a long grab as well can be very beneficial there as well, where some people can full hop the grab, but they can't fast fall and punish you on the lag because of the platform. So gives you a little ooh.
Yeah, you saw that? That pivot grab that was nasty.
Do you guys remember what the first 2 stages were?
First stage, I don't remember, but the second stage was definitely.
First stage was
PS2.
Battlefield or Small Battlefield.
I think it's small.
Battlefield.
Yeah, that's fair. It's one of the two. And then the second one was PS2, 100%. Now we're seeing Hollow Bastion.
Oh, okay. I love
Oh
Lucas's
my God.
forward tilt, by the way. I think it's a
Yeah.
very cool move.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's so strong.
Very
especially
fast.
in that ledge trap.
Yeah, 2 frames, very active. Ooh, in that back air sweet spot. Getting a really, not early stock, but it really feels like it, right?
Yeah, the reversal there with the down air, back air.
Ooh, goes for the PK freeze. Charging up the 2 frame.
Had to get for the 2 frame with the F tilt as well.
Ooh, oh wow, that was fantastic. I respect the brutality there. Kind of forced it a little bit, just, no, I'm taking the stock right now. Ooh, and that, nope, that'll,
Yeah.
very good pressure from Riku, not even being phased.
Still holding on now. Choco not gonna get gimped by any recovery there. I will say, like, it is, like you mentioned, the gimp of orbitars is possible, but it is very difficult to find that angle, especially when someone like Choco has fallen for it already. Like you learn and you know the angles to do now, and even sometimes you opt to go for Zaire because you have no chance of getting gimped. And I know Riku knows that, so he doesn't go for the orbitars as often. But
yeah, having that option for the Zaire is a way to recover. Very flexible recovery. Like you really have to railroad Lucas a little bit to kill him. Often he can just up B from further away, and then you have to beat him to the stage if he's gonna get a bad angle. So
you have to decide, and it's a game of those decisions. And now the Nair comes out.
Choco is in good shape right now, though, as you can see. Small 30% lead, slowly closing, or not.
True. I mean, same way that we saw PK Fire really dominate on this stage. I think Arrows is almost the same idea, right? Where you're just kind of disrupting. It's almost similar to the Water Shurikens, where you're not using it to like.
You're right. You're right. Actually, yeah.
It's to get that mental stack too, just to make sure that you're respecting it.
Yeah, 100%.
These reversals have been really good for Riku, but I think that's one thing that Choco is catching on to now, and has been able to get those stocks off the reversals. But
oh, fantastic!
yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually happy to see these arrows, by the way. I'm glad you pointed it out because I think that ooh, not quite able to.
No!
Oh, you gotta tech those, right?
Yeah, no, got the bounce, but wasn't able to restart the up B. I think thought he was gonna grab ledge, and I think that's a very unfortunate situation because Lucas usually grabs ledge with those angles, but not that time. He got the big old bounce. There's the ledge there, trying to find a reversal, but it's a little greedy.
Goes for the grab out of shield. Got to be careful. I guess the whole strategy is they're hoping because it's a kill percent, you'll hold shield.
Yeah.
You'll sit down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that might do it. No, not quite.
Oh, wow. Still not able to kill. Goes for the Nair off stage. Gets the forward.
Absolutely insane pressure. He burned all of his jumps there.
And still was able to make it back, too.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that'll be so good. So good. Even out of jumps, you can just make it all the way back. And those edge guards, you can go deep, too. And it covered a lot.
Yep.
Covered the high recovery and then went to go cover the low recovery with the extra jump. So that's one of the things, man.
And that's one of the things Pit does have, other characters. You have to milk your kit, right? Like if you're able to go deep, you better be going deep. Like you can't be playing a character with really good edge guarding and not edge guarding because Lord knows the rest of your kit doesn't have that level of power. They took that edge guarding from somewhere.
Yeah. You got to use it, and that's the balancing thing. And I think that's really cool about Riku's play is that even though he doesn't go for edge guards every time, when he goes for edge guards, he has like a really high % success rate.
Yeah, I got to agree, actually. I was thinking he's someone that didn't edge guard, from like the earlier in the set. But when he had the opportunity, he said, oh, I got the double jump, or oh, I got the whatever.
It's like I mentioned, it's the land of opportunities, man. As soon as you see a situation that you know is guaranteed, they think about the percentages, right? They think about the chances and like, oh, if I go for this, will I get punished? Will I get a reversal? No? Okay, I look good. Let me just go for it. And they just have the execution to go for it every time, especially these high-level players because they know, right? They've played each other so many times. They know it's like, if I mess up and I die, that's the end of the set. I can't let that happen.
Absolutely.
Especially because these players are so good at holding leads, too, as well, is what I've noticed. I think once you have a lead in a set in South Florida, it's pretty much as good as done. And I think it's really hard to find those comebacks. And that's why someone like Dominator, I keep saying his name because he's like the best player in South Florida.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He's really good at making those comebacks. And that's because Mario is a ridiculous character.
Oh, yeah, hey, and they're explosive. I mean, but they clipped his knees and his legs. I mean, he's a little bit lacking on the range, but when it comes to the punish game,
he finds his way in for sure, especially when you're playing a play style like Dom's. But down tilt forwarder sends Choco off stage. Now looking for another edge guard, but the Zaire is able to get close to him.
That pressure was fantastic.
Yeah,
that was just excellent. This led
Ooh, no way!
Yo, Riku played that entire pass just like 25 seconds beautifully. That was insanely good. And look, man, it's like I said, man. If you think Riku's like not him, like you're actually just wrong, bro. This gameplay is immaculate, and I've been really impressed watching his pit.
Riku has some of the one of the most beautiful minds when it comes to Smash, in my opinion. Especially playing a character like Pit, like it is able to be seen so fluidly when you fight someone like Choco too. Because
great bait, by the way.
Look at that, and it keeps going. The pressure never ends here. That's what I'm saying. Like his ledge trapping is so good.
This is fantastic, and it can be easy to think, oh wow, ooh. Yo,
it's just so clean.
Riku's pulled ahead. He said, look, man, I'm in there. I got your number today. I don't care where you're at in the PR. And you got to see me in Grands if you want to see me.
Well, it's not over just yet. We never want to give it the benefit of the doubt because Choco has made these comebacks before. Although very difficult, it is possible, especially when you fall into the habit of if Choco takes this stock, which it doesn't look like it's the case right now. If Choco takes the stock, Riku sometimes, or not even just Riku, players tend to just try to run in and end it.
Yeah, and we've seen that like earlier on stream. If we're just being real, it does happen. But yeah, man, I mean, one of the things, there's some characters that you like, there's some gimp potential. Pit isn't really that character, right? Like, even if you spike him with your down, like maybe, unless you hit that back air spike, the sweet spot, he's probably coming back. So.
Definitely not off no down air.
Yeah, Choco's got to get something crazy if he wants to, put Riku away early on this stock. And even if he does,
it is crazy just getting away from that pressure entirely. Like Lucas is some of the strongest like shield pressure because of the down tilt and the jab, but Riku pairing it and just disengaging.
Fantastic forward smash. And beats him up there with the double jump. That was fantastic. Riku taking the 3-1 over Choco. Very clean. That was actually really fantastic gameplay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Riku, super solid player, really consistent as well. Like I think it's just so impressive, especially when you're not playing your main character. Like this isn't the character Riku plays. It's crazy to me. Just imagine what would happen if you played Steve. Like
it is what it is. I mean, I think that you got to remind people, like.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in this tournament, but I think he did say he's gonna go all Dark Pit. So.
I mean, given he's on winner side Grands, I mean, it's just like. I
think we're gonna stay.
To be fair, there is something lurking in losers. Something very spooky.
Yeah.
Something the likes of which no one here really wants to see in bracket, and that, of course, is Esam.
Yeah.
So we will see. I mean, what happens in the next couple of rounds? Because I mean, if Esam spins the block and comes back up to Riku, that's the point where you might start thinking, okay,
yeah,
maybe it might be time to bust out the block, man.
That's true. I'm interested because we did see, like, the same way Riku said that he's going to be only playing Dark Pit, Esam did say he's only going to be playing Mii Brawler, and we did see the Pikachu.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Like, never know. Yeah, I got to get going.
Okay, hey.
But I appreciate
pleasure
you.
Commentating.
That's going to be it. I did end up commentating another South Florida bracket, but it's okay. Shout out to SFL. I love you guys, but we'll be back with some more commentators. Yay.
What's up? We're out.